What's the biggest risk you've ever taken?
That's a good question. I mean, I take big risks, but I take really calculated big risks. So the most calculated risk was giving up the gym, selling the gym that I had in small town Port St. Lucie, and then going forward and working with American Top Team. The reason why was I was taking a big pay cut. I was making some money, running my own business, and then I would have to now transition into being an employee to being on salary and making way less money, but potentially working with the best athletes, best fighters in the world. It took me a long time to understand that you're going to always have to take calculated risk in any situation in order for you to make it to the next level. So if you're afraid, and I hate that word fear, because fear in general is just your inability to understand the future outcome, and you're having anxiety based upon something that is a future evil that cannot exist if you don't let it. So with that being said, as long as you have confidence and you put a strategy together and there's a solid game plan with the approach aligned with the visions that you have, and you hit the habits that you need to that are aligned with those goals, then you will make it. And it may not be the direct thing that you thought that was gonna happen, but something is gonna open up. Right? Something good is gonna come from your ability to stay the course, even if you hit some bumpy roads along the way. So at the end of the day, it's all about being confident in your abilities, knowing your talents, having self-awareness, creating those habits that are aligned with the goals that you have set before you that are in the same ballpark as your vision, and then acquiring more skill to give yourself higher value for future things to come. That's why it's always good to understand where you're at in life and understand where you want to go. You have to have some introspection of understanding like what is truly important. And when you break it all down, I always say this, it's not about materialistic things. Yeah, that's nice to have. It makes you feel good, but it's all about being happy at the end of the day. So happiness is the key to it all. And if you're not happy with a Ferrari, then you're not a success. The pursuit of your ultimate goal and of your ultimate happiness is success by definition. So when you look at success as that, then every day you are winning. If you're not winning, it's because you're not happy. You're not doing the things that you thought you were put on this earth to do. You're not utilizing the talents that God has given you. And you're not acquiring more skill in order for you to get to the ultimate good. So when I look at a situation, I always want to dissect that situation to understand what is going to be the ultimate out of this. Am I going to level up my abilities? Am I going to grow? And at the end of the day, is this going to make me happy? And when I can figure that out, then I just go full on. And that eliminates the fear and the most challenging thing that I have to pursue, because the confidence is built in by constant repetition. So that comes with fighting, that comes with business, that comes with coaching, whatever the case. When I started out, I was confident training Dustin Poirier, Hector Lombard, King Mo Lawal, and I'm naming these guys not to name drop. I'm naming them because they're big names, and anybody else would be a little bit taken back by that and a little bit nervous to train these individuals. But because I knew what I knew, and because I know that I'm good at what I do, it wasn't an issue. So I was able to put myself in the right position and then rise to the occasion, because yes, it is somewhat of who you know that gets you in the door, but it's what you know that keeps you in the door. And then from there, once you figure that out and you're ready to go, now it's time to move on to the next door. And that's what happened. I was able to be like, all right, I've overgrown this particular position. Now it's time for me to take the next step. And that is going to require you to not have any fear. Whenever a new transition happens, you have to be fearless. Whenever a new position opens up, you have to be conscious of your awareness. You have to be conscious of your abilities. And you have to know in your heart that it's going to work out for the better, as long as you stay the course and you put a strategy together that is aligned with the ultimate goal. Did that answer the question?
Yeah.